Hello, my name is Chloe, welcome to my channel. Today I'm bringing to you the 20 backlist books I want to read in 2020. So I completely stole this video from Julie at Pages and Pens. I'm not even going to say it's inspired. I stole it. I'll link her video. She deserves the credit for it. But I just thought this was a really great idea. And yeah, I have a lot of backlist books to get through. So I've chosen the books that have basically been on my shelf the longest, with a couple of exceptions, like when I know I'm not going to read them, so they should probably be on hold. But these are the 20 that I desperately want to get read in 2020. And if you have seen my reading goals video, I'm planning on reading 120 books. So surely these 20 can feature. I hope. I'm going to check in at the end of 2020, maybe do one of those videos where my face is in the corner and I can go through and watch it. Maybe, if I've figured out how to do that by then, which I'm hoping I have. But yeah, let's just get started because there's a lot to talk about. The first book is The Disappearances by Gemma Malley. So this is the sequel to The Killables, which is a dystopian world where people are identified by letter, one of them being a K, which people don't know what K means. Book's called The Killables, I'll let you guess. Obviously, I'm not going to spoil the first book, but this sequel has been around on my shelves for years. I would not even want to know how long it's been here. I add it to a lot of TBRs for readathons and never get around to it. So I do want to read it and I just never have the chance. It's not even that long of a book. Well, it's like just over 400 pages, but the text is quite big. So I have no excuses. I've just never picked it up. So I definitely need to be getting around to this one as soon as possible. Next is another book I have had for far too long, and that is Blue Bloods by Melissa de la Cruz. I remember at one point getting most of the books of this series out of my library when I was about 12 or 13 and binging them, but I don't remember anything about them. I don't think I read them in order. I just wanted to read anything with a vampire in. So I have no idea what this is about, but I own the first 5. Like the first 4 I've got nice matching paperbacks. I've got a big ugly hardback of the 5th book, but I've been buying them myself for years and not read them yet. So need to read this one in 2020. This book I must have had for about 7 years. Before I show you, I'm going to check when it was published. 2010, yeah, I'm going to say I've had it since at least 2012. Angel by Ale Weatherly. I also have the second one and the third one, Angel Fire and Angel Fever. I read maybe half of this as a teenager from the library, decided it was the best thing I had ever read in my life, so had to buy them. And I've never got around to them since. So this is about Willow, who knows she's different from other girls, and not because she likes tinkering around with cars. She has a gift. She can look into people's futures, know their dreams, their hopes, their regrets, just by touching them. This book was amazing when I read it, but that was a long time ago. So I really need to read this and see whether it was worth that much hype in my brain. I'm actually scared because this has such high expectations in my brain. Maybe that's why I've been putting it off for so long. Maybe I will read it in January. Who knows? Actually, I have a massive January TBR. I think this video is going up at the end of January. So maybe in February. Who knows? Next is a book I'm not all that excited about, and that is We're All Made of Molecules by Susan Nielsen. So this, again, has been added to a lot of TBRs for readathons, and I've never bothered. I always find an excuse. I bought this when I was 17. Yeah, maybe 4 years ago, nearly 5 years ago. Because I went on this summer school thing, met a girl who said this was a really good book, so I bought it. Haven't touched it. Yeah, don't know anything. I have owned it for that long. I was like, oh, that looks cute. I didn't even know what a contemporary was then, but it looked like the cute sort of book I like. Just never read it, so hopefully soon. Next, this isn't that old of a book actually. It's Nerve by, I never know how to say it. Gian Ryan? What is that name? I don't know. This I bought as soon as I watched the Netflix film. So I know exactly what happens. I can't quite remember it because the film did come out a while ago. But yeah, I watched it because it had, what's her face in it? Emma Roberts. Emma Roberts? That is Emma Roberts, isn't it? I don't know, I'm looking in the book, that's not going to tell me. yeah, just watched it because she was in it, and then bought the book. It's quite short. I've got no excuses. Maybe that should be one of the next books I read. Maybe I'll have even read it before this video goes up. This is about a game that you join in on your phone, and it's like, is it just in the New York or something? I don't know. Oh, it does say Emma Roberts on the back. I don't know. It takes place in some place in America, and you join in on your phone, and you can either be a player or a watcher. And if you're a player, you complete dares to like see whether you have the nerve, or you can just watch. And our main character clicks player. I don't really know how to explain it. Watch the movie. I'm going to try and read the book though. Next is yet another one that gets put on every TBR and never gets read, and that is Follow Me Back by Nikki Cloak. Have no idea what this is about. The way I got this was I bought some books off somebody on Depop, I want to say, and they never arrived, so I complained, and he sent me the same books. He got another copy of them and threw this in for free. It says, a smart contemporary YA thriller that grips from the first page and never lets go. Can you really be sure who's telling you the truth online? But yeah, I have no excuses for not reading this. Gets put on every single TBR. Never read it. Needs to be read by the end of 2020. And next is a book I'm actually really excited about, so I don't know why I haven't picked it up yet, and that is One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus. I also have the sequel, which is called Two Can Keep a Secret, and I know the third book's actually come out as well, so I'm really behind. I love the red sprayed edges, they are great. So this is basically The Breakfast Club, add a bit of murder. It says, a geek, a jock, a criminal, a princess, a murder, who would you believe? I haven't looked any more into it. I don't want to spoil anything for myself. That is all I need to know going into this book. But I just haven't gone into this book yet. So probably should get to this relatively soon, seeing as I'm so excited to finish the whole series and haven't read the first page. Next is one that is now being enabled by Lauren, who gave me the rest of the books in December, and that is Shatter Me by Tahara Mafi. So I've had this a very long time. I've had this since I started watching Whitney's videos at Whitney Novels, because she says it's amazing, and I've never got around to it. I have a proper US floppy paperback. I love it. Don't really know what it's about. It's about somebody with superpowers, but Lauren gave me books 2, 3 and 4 in the series, so I need to read this, get onto those to say thank you to her. She hated this book. I think I'm gonna love it, to be honest. Apparently it's a very stereotypical like early 2010s dystopian thing, which is sort of what I'm into, so we will see. Next is a really old book, and I can't believe I haven't read it. That is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. Apparently this is the right sort of fantasy for people like me who do not read a lot of fantasy, so that is why I acquired it. I would like to say I didn't just give in to the hype, but I definitely just gave in to the hype. Yeah, it says hotter than the Hunger Games on the cover. I'm sure that kicked up a lot of fuss, but is it about a girl assassin? Who actually knows? I just know that it was apparently the right amount of fantasy for someone who doesn't read fantasy and would like to get into it. So I bought it. We will see. Next is one I'm actually really daunted by, and that is The Kiss Quotient by Helen Huang. This is about, does she have Asperger's? Yes, Stella has Asperger's, and she's basically trying to find a romantic partner. And I think I'm just daunted because it's like adult romance rather than teen contemporary, which is all I seem to be good at reading. It looks a bit chunkier than, like, not in size, but just in, there's a lot going on and I'm scared, but I know a lot of people love this book, so I bought it. I own it. It needs to get read. If I hate it, I can unhaul it. I don't know why I pretend like I can't get rid of these books. I can. That is why I buy books cheap. I can get rid of them, but yeah, daunted. We're only halfway through this video and it's 10 minutes long, so I'm going to speed up the pace a bit. Next is Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. So I really bought into the hype on this one. I don't even like fantasy. It says, they killed my mother, they took our magic, they tried to bury us, now we rise. It's huge, it's fantasy, the text is tiny on the pages, like there's a map in the front. As soon as there's a map in the front, I know I'm probably not going to like it. It did only come out in 2018, so I guess it's not, it is backlist obviously, but it's not as old as some of the books on here. But yeah, I purchased this. I'm pretty sure I paid nearly full price as well, because I was like, oh my god, this is going to be amazing. And haven't read it, so should probably get this read. Next is a very quick YA contemporary, is My Life Next Door by Huntley Fitzpatrick. This is just about like two families, a girl who goes out with the neighbour and they like keep it secret or something like that. I really want to read this. I read one of Huntley Fitzpatrick's books a couple months ago. I've got another on my January TBR. This is the other one. They need to get read. They're quite thick books, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be very easy. So maybe this will actually be read by the time this video comes up, because I am looking for easy, quick reads. Maybe not. It's been around for a while and I haven't read it, so let's not pretend I'm going to get to it anytime soon. But by the end of 2020 would be fab. Next is a book I'm really not excited for. I don't know why I own it, and that is Lie With Me by Sabine Durant. So this book I got in a random unboxing, and it is signed, so I remember thinking that was quite cool. And I did 2 random unboxings in the same month and got 2 copies of this book. So maybe that should have been a red flag that no one likes this book. I know nothing about it. It's like an adult thriller, is all I know. It's quite short, even for a hardback, and like there's not much going on the pages. It looks pretty doable, but I've just been put off by it. Really want to read it so I can get it out of my life, but I feel like I need to give it a chance first. Next is a very old YA romance, Perfect Chemistry by Simone, still don't know how you say her name, Simone Alcalez, don't know. It says 2 different worlds, 1 true love. Oh, there is a bookmark in here. I've been looking for that bookmark for ages. Found that. Cool. I must have tried to start reading it at one point. The main character is called Brittany. Hi, Brittany. Love that. Didn't notice. So this was published in 2010. So this is going to be very cheesy, very stereotypical. I cannot wait to read it. Next is a book I've already seen the film of, and I really wanted to give the book a go, and that is The Duff by Cody Keplinger. This is the designated ugly fat friend. And yeah, I don't really remember the film. I remember it being cute. I remember liking it, thinking that would be a really great book. Oh, it's already a book. Bought the book, never read it. So surely this should be an easy one to get read soon. I have a lot of Cody Keplinger books now. Well, I say a lot, probably got 3, and they're all unread. So yeah, should probably make a dent. Next is a book I've had since I bought it when I started my channel. I think it was recommended by Chelsea, from Chelsea Palmer. That is The Boy Who Sneaks in My Bedroom Window by Kirsty Mosley. Somehow I ended up with the self-published version that's all in like Arial font, and it bothers me. This book is huge, like normal paperback, it's huge. It's like a textbook. But yeah, it looks like a really cheesy YA romance, literally about a guy who sneaks in a bedroom window. So that seems like my cup of tea. I'm just put off by it somehow, and I need to get it read. Next, I have Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Kwan. I said I wasn't going to read this book. I wasn't going to watch the movie till I'd read this book. I've already bought the sequel. I've got China Rich Girlfriend behind me. Still haven't read it. Need to. Don't really want to talk about it again. It seems to be in all my TBRs. Never get to it. It's got tiny font on the pages. Maybe this is a good travel book, because it will take me quite some time to get through. But yeah, it's a bit chunky. Need to read it. No excuses. Next is a book, I'm pretty sure this was a Chelsea Palmer one as well, because it's not really my cup of tea, and I bought it without thinking, so it must be Chelsea Palmer. And that is Beware the Wild by Natalie C. Parker. I'm pretty sure this is like a normal black. Okay, we've got white font. It's not too boring. Yeah, something about a swamp and a forest. She sells books to me like Chelsea, not Natalie C. Parker. Even though I do have another one. I have C. Fur somewhere, and I have no idea what that's about. And that was another Chelsea recommendation. As soon as Chelsea said she likes a book because it's a bit dark, I'm on it. So had this a while now, probably since I started watching her videos. Should probably get it read. Last 2 now, so that is 18. Number 19 is Water for Elephants by Sarah Gruen. If I don't get this read by the end of 2020, I'm throwing it away. I love this movie, and I think that's because of Robert Pattinson. So Robert Pattinson's on the cover of the film edition of the book. So maybe I just need to think about Robert Pattinson and I'll be fine. I can read it. Apart from that, I already know the story. So this is about a guy who runs away with the circus in the Great Depression. That's all I can really give you. I just need to get it read. It's such a cute book. And I mean, we've got Cameron Diaz and Robert Pattinson. It is Cameron Diaz, isn't it? I've not got absolute. Reese Witherspoon, completely different person. Never mind. Reese Witherspoon and Robert Pattinson. Whatever. Need to read it. Really do. And finally, this is one that mainly Catherine and Lauren, but a lot of people are going to slaughter me for, and that is Scythe by Neil Shusterman. I already have Thunderhead as well. I'm looking to get the Toll. Still haven't opened the first page. So if you don't know, this is a dystopian world where there is no death and people are appointed scythes to go and kill people because they need to keep the population under control. Seems very interesting. Everyone loves it. I bought it, never read it. So those are the 20 backlist books I want to read in 2020. As I said, I will definitely be checking in at the end of the year and seeing if I've read any of these. There's a couple that I will consider getting rid of if I haven't read them, but that seems so painful to me that I don't even want to think about it. But that is the thought in my head right now, and I said in my 2020 reading plans and goals that I wanted to unhaul more. So maybe I'll have to give in. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. I really do hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one.